Ever wondered what made the Roman army so unstoppable? Welcome to Class Bites. Today, we're diving deep into the life of the Roman legionary and the incredible system that forged an empire. The Roman military was the engine of an empire, a force of conquest and assimilation that fundamentally reshaped the ancient world. More than just a fighting machine, it was an institution of engineering, logistics, and cultural transmission, whose structure and discipline allowed it to dominate battlefields for centuries. Its legacy was built not on singular genius, but on a system of relentless training, sophisticated organization, and tactical flexibility that turned ordinary citizens and subjects into the most effective soldiers of their time. At the heart of this system was the individual legionary, a heavy infantryman burdened with equipment that could exceed 100 pounds. His protection evolved from the flexible mail shirt known as the Lorica hamata to the later Lorica segmentata, a complex armor of overlapping iron plates that offered superior defense. A large iron helmet, the Galea, guarded his head, while he carried the iconic Scutum, a large curved rectangular shield. This shield was not merely defensive, its shape allowed soldiers to lock together into the formidable testudo, or tortoise formation, creating a near-impenetrable wall against projectiles. For offense, the legionary carried two primary weapons. The first was the Pilum, a heavy javelin with a long, soft iron shank designed to bend upon impact. This clever feature made it impossible for an enemy to pull it from his shield or throw it back, effectively disabling a foe before the lines even met. After hurling their javelins, the soldiers would draw their main weapon, the Gladius, a short sword designed for the brutal close-quarters reality of formation fighting, where stabbing was more effective than slashing. This superbly equipped soldier was the product of a grueling training regimen. New recruits endured an intensive 4-month period of conditioning, followed by daily drills that included marches of up to 25 miles in full gear and endless weapons practice. Discipline was absolute and severe, with punishments ranging from reduced rations to corporal discipline. In cases of extreme failure, a unit could face decimation, a harrowing process where 1 in every 10 soldiers was chosen by lot to be ended by his own comrades. This combination of superior gear and iron discipline forged a soldier of unparalleled resilience. These men were organized into the primary tactical unit of the Roman army, the legion. At full strength, a legion comprised nearly 5,500 soldiers, though its field strength was often closer to 4,800. This force was divided into 10 cohorts. The first cohort was the most prestigious, containing about 800 of the legion's finest soldiers, organized into 5 double-strength centuries, and it held the sacred duty of protecting the legion's eagle standard. The other 9 cohorts each contained 480 men, subdivided into 6 centuries. The century, commanded by a centurion, was the army's fundamental building block. Despite its name, it typically consisted of 80 men, further broken down into 10 squads of 8 who shared a tent on campaign. Each legion also had a small cavalry contingent of 120 horsemen, used not as shock troops, but for vital scouting and communication duties. On the battlefield, the legion deployed with devastating effectiveness, typically in a 3-line formation known as the Triplex Acies. The cohorts were arranged in a checkerboard pattern, a design that provided immense tactical flexibility. It allowed fresh lines to move forward and relieve tired ones, or for reserves to be committed to exploit a breakthrough or counter an enemy flanking maneuver. A typical engagement began with the legion advancing to within 20 meters of the enemy. On command, a volley of pila would arc through the air, disrupting the enemy charge and encumbering their shields. Immediately after, the legionaries would charge forward, using their shields as battering rams to create openings for the deadly thrusts of their gladii. This combination of shock, disruption, and relentless methodical pressure from fresh reserves often overwhelmed opponents who committed their entire force in a single frenzied rush. The Roman army's prowess extended far beyond the open field. Its engineering capabilities were legendary. While on the march in hostile territory, a legion could construct a fully fortified camp, complete with a ditch, rampart, and palisade in a matter of hours. In siege warfare, this skill was magnified to a monumental scale. During the climactic siege of Alesia, Roman forces constructed 2 massive lines of fortifications, an 11-mile inner wall to besiege the Gallic forces within the stronghold, and a 14-mile outer wall to defend against a massive relief army. These walls were supplemented with towers, trenches, and elaborate traps, from sharpened stakes to concealed pits.
This engineering might was supported by artillery, such as the ballista and the Scorpio, which could suppress defenders on the walls. Underpinning all of this was a logistical network of unparalleled sophistication, including over 250,000 miles of purpose-built roads and a system of state-run warehouses that ensured the legions remained supplied even deep within enemy territory. The army that achieved this was not always so. It evolved from a citizen militia, where soldiers provided their own equipment, into a professional standing army following a series of reforms near the end of the 2nd century before the Common Era. Property requirements for service were abolished, allowing the landless to enlist. The state began providing standardized arms and armor, and the cohort replaced older, smaller units as the main tactical formation. This transformation had profound consequences. It created a far more effective military machine, but it also shifted the soldiers' loyalty from the state to the generals who promised them land and spoils. This dynamic would ultimately contribute to the series of civil wars that brought about the fall of the Republic and the rise of the Empire.
As the engine of expansion, the army was also an agent of profound social and economic change. At its peak, the empire spanned 5 million square kilometers, encompassing a population of up to 100 million people. Conquest brought staggering wealth into the Roman treasury and fueled an economy increasingly reliant on the labor of enslaved peoples from conquered lands. To supplement its citizen legions, Rome recruited non-citizens from the provinces into auxiliary units, who provided cavalry, archers, and other specialists. After 25 years of service, these auxiliaries were granted Roman citizenship for themselves and their descendants, a powerful incentive that helped integrate provincial populations into the Roman world. Through its veterans, who were often settled in colonies, the army spread Roman law, language, and culture across 3 continents, leaving an indelible mark on the course of history. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment below with your thoughts or what you'd like to see next.